afternoon and welcome back to my Harlem Portraits. This is the show that sheds a light on the fundamental contributions of African Americans to the building of this country and to spread the knowledge of Black excellence in every field. We have today Black excellence in theater in the person of Van Dirk Fisher, who is the founder and artistic director of the Riant Theater. Welcome back to my Harlem Portraits.
Thank you, Maria. I'm so happy to be here. You know, you just do a wonderful job of supporting Black excellence, and I'm just delighted for everything you do.
Thank you, because it's a give back to me. I love
Great.
it. What I'm doing, it gives me joy, because what you guys do is just amazing. You are a lightning. I don't know how you do everything you do, okay? We had already an interview with you when we were talking about the Strawberry Festival.
Right, the Strawberry One Act Festival. Yeah.
Exactly. And now you have revolutionized everything. And I don't understand how you manage not only to maintain the Riant Theater alive and not only surviving during the pandemic, but you have created a new exciting chapter in the theater's life by pivoting to something else.
Yeah, well, you know what? We really didn't have a choice, because the thing is, we were supposed to do the Jocanda Music, Film, and Theater Festival at Artel Hotel in April. I
Which
mean,
is
we
where
had
you
lined
are
up,
right now, right?
right, and we had lined up all of these artists, you know, singers, we had fashion, we had designers, we had film scheduled, we had plays that were going to go on, and then everything got canceled like March 15th when everything shut down. So
You're
we
talking
still
about
had
2020.
2020, and we still had bills to pay. That's the thing that people don't realize. You
Yeah.
know, that festival would have helped us cover some of our expenses, you know, for the year. So now that it wasn't happening, we were at a loss. So there was no time to sit back and twiddle my thumbs and think about what we're going to do. So I said, you know, some of the plays that had already been accepted into the festival, I said, why don't I ask them if they would like to do their play as a reading on Zoom? But this time we do it with virtual backgrounds. We'll do, you know, we'll have blocking, costumes, props, all of that, and do it in a way so that it's engaging and it doesn't look like, you know, the normal reading
That's a
with
reading.
actors is
Yeah.
just, you know, just reading in a script, you know. So that's what we did. And audiences have been responding very well. You know, they say it's like having a front row seat in the audience, and they love the way they can be there. They feel like they're almost so intimate, like they shouldn't be there, because they can see everybody's reactions to everything. You know, it's like a private moment,
Yeah, they're
but
right on
they're
stage.
loving it. Right. So you know, that's what we've been doing. And but you know, there's always a silver lining. We've been blessed as a result of this with so many talented artists from all over the world who, you know, have done a lot of prime time, they've done Broadway, you know, you name it. They've done television, they've done film, and now they were all sitting at home with nothing to do, no outlet for all of their talent. So these artists were willing to participate in this because they wanted to work and they wanted to help us because they knew, as a theater company in New York, without a stage, we were in trouble. So we used it as a fundraiser, and we're very grateful. And you know what? We've met some, you know, it's interesting when you meet people and you look at them and they just have a joy about them and their spirit is so positive that you just wish you could just hug them. You know, so many of them, I told them once we open again at Artel, which is in Bushwick in Brooklyn, I said, I definitely want you to come. We're going to have a big, massive opening night party.
Yes,
You know
yes.
what I'm saying? And because the hotel had just opened the end of February. So the rates are going to be really cheap. You can do everything in one place, and we're just going to have a ball.
Fantastic. It sounds amazing. And first of all, the background of that art bar and hotel is fantastic. It looks
You
beautiful.
know what? The developer created this hotel especially for artists. This was his pet project. He owns like 12 hotels.
All right.
And he designed it. It's very colorful. There's a graphic designer who did a lot of the work here. They have different artists, visual artists in Brooklyn and Bushwick that are going to be curating, work and showing it there. But I'll be bringing a lot of the entertainment, So
Wonderful. That sounds
I
like
just, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm just so excited. And the main thing is to be able to offer opportunities for people to have a platform and a nurturing environment where they can do their work and just know that it's going to be okay. We're there to support each other and they can network at the same time. You can't beat that.
no, it's really amazing how ingenious human beings are, right? When we find ourselves in a situation that is unthought about and that is new to us, we try to resort to our fantasy, imagination, and do new things. And I think that this pandemic has really reached deep down into people's capacities of reinventing themselves.
Exactly.
And in the arts,
Exactly.
I think it's going to be amazing.
Believe me, because artists, we always think outside the box. Think about the rap artists who were turned down by a lot of the studios when they were trying to get their music done. What did they do? They started sampling their music and they produced it in their basement.
Yeah,
And once the money was coming in, then the studios wanted them. But at that point, they didn't need them because they were selling their stuff on iTunes. They were independent.
that's right.
So
You need to do.
yeah. But a lot of people, the other thing I feel is that once we get back, it's not going to just be back to normal, but once we get back to gathering in large spaces, people will still be using the digital platform because you can't deny the ability to reach more people.
Absolutely. Not only that, and it's also easier to organize. Like for me,
Yes.
doing the Zoom interview instead of having to book the studio, having to make sure that we have the staff and the keep for the studio, and then that coincide with the date that the talent is available. It took a
It's
long
so
time.
easy. Listen, I talked to Broadway producers who said they love the fact that now when they're working on a script or they have a change, you don't have to worry about actors having to book a flight to get there, blah, blah. They just do it in their home. Wherever they are, they can just pop it up, you do it, and then you're gone.
Yeah,
And it doesn't cost you any money to travel.
exactly.
So
It's gonna change a lot in
a
our
lot of
way
yeah,
of doing business in every field.
in every aspect, a lot of people are going to still be doing it. I have a friend who just got a job, you know, uh, uh, she works for Showtime and they're moving, they merged with another company and they're moving to Nashville. But she was planning to, retire and move back to St. Louis. And they wanted her. And she was like, well, the cost of living is too high in Nashville. I could get a house, where I am at a much better rate. And she said, y'all would have to pay me more to be there. And so they were like, they wanted her so badly. They said, well, you can work from home and then just come in a couple of days a month.
Fantastic.
Can you imagine? And
Yeah,
she's a very good worker and she's a hard worker. And they know when you've got somebody good, you're able to just compromise, do what you got to do to keep them.
absolutely.
And
And you know
she's
what?
very happy.
They made a study in Europe, I heard the other day, that people in Italy specifically, that with working from home, in fact, there is a higher activity and they give more to their job than being in the office.
You know why? Because they have nobody staring over their shoulder, micromanaging them. And they have right?
You don't waste time for commuting.
Right.
You are relaxed and you concentrate on what you have to do.
Right. And you're in a comfortable environment. And
Exactly.
you're not paying for transportation. And you're not paying for additional money by eating out. So it's like, you look at your bank account, you're like, wow, I've got extra money that I usually don't have.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
It's incredible. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about this Jocanda Music, Film and Theater Festival, which you call the destination for creative minds. And it's
Right.
articulated in various segments, right?
Uh-huh.
Tell us about the festival's virtual play reading series, which, if I'm not wrong, it's happening right now.
Yeah, we have one that's happening. Actually, it's going to happen tomorrow.
Okay.
We're going to do this one on Monday. We usually do it on a Sunday night, but we're doing this one on a Monday. But
Monday.
well, this one's going to be done the Monday, the 12th, April 12th at 8 p.m. But with the next one we're going to be doing, which would be, that your viewers can see, will
Mhm.
be on Mother's Day, May
Okay.
9th. And
May.
that one is going to be called My Mother, the Superhero. It's about a 72-year-old mother who gave up her career as an actress to
Mhm.
raise her family. And now her son is living in New York and he's working on a feature film and she wants to be the leading actress.
Very
So,
interesting.
yes,
Very
yes.
interesting.
And it's
Okay.
going to be great. So I can't wait to see that. And
And
I've been
how
asked to
do,
I've
sorry.
been asked to direct that one, so I'm looking forward to it. But people can go to our website,
Okay.
www.theriantheater.com, and they can find out information about all the things we're doing. Um, and that's we usually do that at least twice a month,
All
you
right.
know, and we're flexible. So, we usually do it on a Sunday or a Saturday, but depending on people's schedule, we can always do it during the week, in the afternoon, in the evening. But
That
it's
sounds
been.
very interesting. Very, very
Mhm.
interesting. And I'm gonna definitely be there. So then the Jocunda Film Festival will happen from May 21st through May 30 on Zoom. What kind of films and how do you select the participants?
Wow. I'm really about, giving opportunities to newcomers and to, established people. And I also look for diversity because we really are dealing with people from all over the world. And I love that too. We have a lot of films that are by African Americans.
Mhm.
Um, we have music videos, we have web series, we have short films, we have feature films. We have a play called The Day of Wrath, which is in Poland,
Mhm.
and it takes place during the World War II when Germany was occupying Poland. And what happens in the film, there's a Jewish man who takes refuge in a monastery,
Uh-huh.
and it's like a suspense thriller. The Germans, go there to look and see if he's there and find out, and if they're hiding him, hiding any Jews at all,
Yeah.
they're gonna kill them. Yeah, and we also have another film, which, oh my God, it's a feature film that takes place in China, and it's a musical. The music is wonderful. I mean, even though it's with subtitles,
Mhm.
but it's beautiful, and the landscape, the cinematography. I mean, I was blown away, and it's dealing with musicians who are, following their dream. They want to go to almost like an American Idol. They want to go to this festival to perform. And so they're traveling as a group and you see all the things they go through as they get there. And, I got a little emotional too, just from watching it, because you fall in love with the characters. You feel for them as artists,
How did
so.
you select these movies? How do they reach you?
Oh, well, we use Film Freeway. The site that a lot of people, use for submitting films. And
Mhm.
what we've done is we had people submit their films with there, and we viewed them all. Not everybody got into the film festival.
Okay.
We are looking for quality work, but we were very fortunate to get. We selected 18 films that will be showing. We've actually changed the dates. It's going to go from Friday, May 21st through Thursday, May 27th. So we'll be there for 7 days exactly.
All right. May 21st to May 27th, it will be on Zoom, 18 movies, different kind of movies, and there is no more time to participate. You have already done all the selection, right?
We really have. But you know what? The thing is, if you go to our website and
Mhm.
go to festivals under calendar, you can still submit something. If there's a chance, because we are looking for one other major film that we can give an opportunity to showcase. We also will be doing some seminars, so people will be able to check out the seminars. We're inviting a lot of industry professionals who can talk about what it's like, for filmmakers today, even for people people of color. Um, so I'm very excited. And I'm going to be doing a talk back. I'll be hosting a talk back where the audience can ask the artists questions about their film, what inspired them, what it's like
Gonna
to
be
write a
the
film.
movie.
Yeah, yeah. So it's listen, I'm just so excited to be
I
doing
know,
it.
I can see that, and you are exciting me too because it's so. It's too bad I'll be in Italy in May, but I will try to follow
Okay.
it
But listen, I
anyway.
haven't been to Italy yet. I want to get to Italy, but when it's safe, believe me, that's one of the places because it just seems so beautiful. I can't
Okay,
wait.
you have an open invitation. I'll be back there in August. I'm also
Oh,
going back to Italy in August, so I'll be
oh,
back there. Yes,
you know what else I wanted to talk to you about?
go ahead.
I very much believe in gratitude. During the pandemic, it's really taught me to appreciate the things that I have. Because sometimes we're so busy doing other things and running around and doing this and doing that. The pandemic's really given me a chance. And I know for a lot of people, the moment to just sit still
And
and yeah, and think, you reassess your life and
yes,
all the things that you have to be thankful for, even the little things. We can't take anything for granted. There are people who find out and they get COVID, and then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, they're gone.
yeah,
you know so you really got to enjoy life. You've got to let the people that you love them today. My thing, I've been telling people, give me my roses while I'm here, give me my flowers now.
yes,
Don't give them to me when I'm gone.
no,
So what I've done is I've been people talk about the law of attraction.
mhm,
I love being around people that are like-minded, that are very positive and giving and loving and enthusiastic about working together. So right now I'm working on a project that's going to be a performers and entertainment industry retreat where writers, singers, comedians, spoken word artists, musicians, bands, they can go to this place for a weekend, a week, or a month, and they can work on their material. And then we'll have a certain night where they can share what they've done.
mhm.
And now, because of the pandemic and the digital platform, we'll also be live streaming it. So people will be able to see what we're doing when we share this work worldwide.
But
Um,
wait a second, it will be people actually meeting or it will be virtual?
well, people will actually meet and stay at the retreat,
Okay. And
and
where
it's
is
going to
this place?
one of the places that we're looking at acquiring is in Virginia Beach, and
Mhm.
the other one is in Nassau, Bahamas.
They both
So there too. Yeah,
especially the Nassau
yeah,
Bahamas. I'm
yes,
coming. I'm
yes,
coming to the Nassau Bahamas.
yes, yes, yes.
I'll be the reporter for the whole thing, okay?
Okay, yes, we'll need
The
you.
show
We'll need
about
you.
the retreat. That's
And
it.
the other thing that I like about it, because I wanted it to be a place where people can work and relax, and even on the grounds, you can have places where you can go and be alone and do your writing or whatever. But then it's also like a two for one because the place is beautiful. It'll also be like having a vacation at the
Yes.
same time while you're in a place where you can work.
Yes. That
We'll
sounds
have a chef on hand who will cook all the meals, so you don't have to worry about that.
that's
And it'll be a beautiful situation.
that
There'll be a
sounds
swimming
amazing.
pool.
And when
We'll
are
have
you planning more or less of doing this?
I really, I really would love to do it in August, but right now with everything happening with the pandemic, it really depends
Too
on,
early. I think it's
yeah,
early.
yeah, So I mean, it might be like Broadway's thinking of opening in December, which means they'll be going into rehearsals in September. So we might start in September, but of course, either way, people have to be, vaccinated, vaccinated. They have to
Absolutely.
be, everybody there will have to be safe, you
Yes.
know,
Yes.
and they
What
have
an
time to,
amazing idea.
yeah, and they have time to quarantine because they'll all be staying in separate quarters before we actually begin. So
Mhm.
we'll see,
Okay,
but
that
I'm
sounds really
excited.
amazing.
I'm
And
excited.
then you have also something else, the Jocanda Music Festival.
Right,
Wait, you have the Jocanda Book Club,
right,
and the first book will be In Loving You by
right.
someone I know is called Van Gilbert. And that's on May 23rd.
Right. I figured, why not start with my book? Get that out of the way first.
That's a perfect thing.
You know what I'm saying?
What is
And
the book about?
so it's a romance novel. It's about a woman who works in an advertising agency.
Mhm.
And, she takes care of the casting for commercials and stuff like that. And one day she meets this guy who comes into audition, and they end up falling in love and having a relationship. Later on, because of, the difference is she's an executive, she's a VP of this advertising agency, they break up and go their separate ways. And so the story opens, she's about to get married to a music mogul,
Mhm.
right? And then her girlfriends take her to this club called Chances, right? And she's on the dance floor dancing. This is her what do you call it? Her bachelorette party.
Yes.
And she's on the floor dancing, and she backs up into Justin, the guy who was her ex. And the thing is, when they broke up, it wasn't because they didn't love each other, but there was just, he had some
Pressure.
baggage. Yeah, he had an ex that was still hanging around.
Ah,
And she didn't want any drama. So now she's dealing with, so the whole book is about, you know, choosing between your heart and your soul. What do
mhm.
you do when you have that conflict, when you have two people that you love?
That's right.
So there lies the rub.
Interesting. We'll see.
We'll see.
Tell us about the Jocanda Film Festival, which is in July.
Well, you mean the music festival? Because
Sorry, Jocanda
right,
Music Festival.
right.
What did I
So what?
say?
Yeah, so we're going to do that. We already have the artists selected because we were going to do that back in April of 220,
Mhm.
2020. So what we're going to do is we will probably use our tell for them to perform
Okay.
without an audience, and then we'll stream the performances, live stream.
What about
So
doing it outside? Open air concert.
that's a possibility too. But it all depends. If we're still dealing with the pandemic, then each artist will be able to choose their own location because they'll be doing it remotely.
Of course.
So, if they want to do it in their studio, if they want to do it in their home, we'll be open to let them do wherever they want to.
And what kind of music?
Oh wow. We have some jazz artists, we have neo soul, we have hip hop, um, R&B. We have one artist, I think he's from Mexico or Spain. But we have Latin music as well. So we have a lot of different flavors. You know me, I like to mix it up,
It's an
you know.
international mixture
Yeah.
of
Yeah, yeah.
music
Yeah.
and creativeness.
Yeah, a little something for everybody. I like all different types of music. And I think when people are exposed, music is universal.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just need to be exposed to it, and everybody can relate to it. And I think
It's a
that's what
universal
brings us
language.
together. Right, exactly.
I've met in my life one person that didn't like music.
Wow.
And when I heard that, I said, I don't know if I can be friends with this guy.
Right, right, right.
Something strange about it. How can you not like music at all? But hey,
Well, maybe they can't hear.
maybe. Who
You
knows?
know,
But
there
that's
could be a little defect going on.
yes, that is
Gotta be,
incredible. That
it's
is
gotta be
incredible.
something, right?
Tell me a little bit more. We have a little bit more time. So tell me more about how you transformed the Strawberry One Act Festival from what it was to what it's going to be, or is it the same, but just around this package?
Well, the whole thing now is that I'm planning a studio in the retreat
Mhm.
that will be like a sound stage.
Okay.
So people will be able to perform the festival in that room. And different walls will be set up different ways. So if they were supposed to be outside for their particular play, there
Mhm.
might be a wall that's all wood,
Yeah.
like shiplap that's brown. There might be another wall which is like being in an apartment. They'll have different capabilities in terms of utilizing the space. There'll be curtains that can be pulled. So if you want to make it like a black box. And we'll also have cameras that will be set up, just like when people live stream shows, so that you can see things from all different areas. So we'll also be able to do the festival at this location and then also there's going to be another space, which is a performance space
Mhm.
where people can perform on a stage and also have seating with a live audience. But that too, we will continue to live stream because right now it's like once you gather followers that are worldwide, you don't want to leave them out of the mix,
Absolutely. You're
you
absolutely
know?
right. And
So
then
I feel,
if you
yeah,
choose these two places, either Virginia or the Bahamas, you can also have an open air stage. I'm
right.
not
Oh
taking
yeah.
to the open air.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love to be outside.
But see, that's the thing too. It's on, a lot of them, the acreage, it's like what, close to 10,000 square feet?
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. And the one in the Bahamas has 9 bedrooms, um, 11
So
baths.
it's a one home in a
Yeah,
way.
it's an estate. Yeah, it's huge. The one in Virginia Beach has 7 bedrooms. A lot of them have, there's 6 en suites
Mhm.
and a couple of half baths. So it's huge. There'll be a study, there'll be a yoga room,
Mhm.
there'll be a music studio, there'll be 2 performance spaces, there'll be a gym, um, there'll be two, like what do you call it? Great rooms like family rooms where you can
Mhm.
sit and lounge and watch a movie. There'll be a screening room, you know. So
Wonderful.
it's going to have everything you need, and it's big enough so that people will have their space where they can be alone to write, and then we'll have, we'll start off the day sitting at a big round table that seats at least 10, so that we can look at each other and talk about what we're doing for the day, and then everybody go their separate way, do their work, and we come back later. And
Wonderful.
they all have ocean view, either ocean view or river view. So we'll be able to bring up, have a boat, take them on an excursion one day, and maybe go someplace and then use that place as inspiration to write something.
Mhm. Wow.
I'm really trying to make it so that it's an adventure.
It sounds like a very, very beautiful adventure,
That's what we
as
need.
as everything you do, as everything
Ah,
that you do.
thank you.
So we have about 3 minutes, and I would
Okay.
like to talk about what gave you the inspiration. How did you start the Ryan Theater, the Riant
The
Theater?
Riant Theater.
Because we talked about it in the last interview we had,
Right.
but
Well,
let's.
I've always wanted since I was in college. What happened when I was at SUNY at Purchase during I was in the professional acting program. But it seemed that at the time we were doing plays of all different nationalities
Mhm.
except the African American. It was almost as if we didn't exist. And, to be in a place where all of a sudden you're like invisible,
Mm.
it compelled me to start writing, realizing, we have to write our own stories. We can't depend on anybody else. A lot of people complain about, Jewish people always writing about the Holocaust. But, that's their story. They want you to remember, so we have to take it upon ourselves to tell our stories. So part of my mission, which became my largest mission, because I was also acting at the time, doing soaps and commercials and voiceovers. But the bigger picture was offering an opportunity for people of color to be able to tell their story and to have a place where they can do it in a nurturing environment. Um, so in 91, I was working with a realtor and she was trying to find me places. And in some cases, when they found out I was Black, I didn't get it. She was Jewish. And one day she just came out
Yes.
and said, Van, we were supposed to sign the contract. And when we came out, when we went in, then all of a sudden they found out I was Black. They didn't want to lease it to me. And it was in Soho, penthouse. So after that, I happened to look in the Village Voice, and there was this owner that was leasing a loft right there on Hudson Street,
Mhm.
where Wetlands was located. Hudson, right by the Holland Tunnel. So I used it. I signed a lease with him,
Mhm.
and that's how the Rion Theater was born.
Wow. And
Yeah.
it's still there.
Well, no, wait, we're no longer there. After 9/11, we had a major fire, a new owner, and so we ended up leaving. Right now, our offices are located on 34th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue. So we have our administrative offices. And then, of course, we'll be working at Artel Hotel in Bushwick. And it's kind of easier this way. You know, depending on the project we do, we'll go to that particular location in terms of renting space. Now that we're going to be doing the retreat, I'll be going between Manhattan, Bushwick for Artel, and Virginia Beach and hopefully Paradise Island.
Sounds good to me.
You
Sounds
know, that's what it's better that way, you know.
absolutely.
No overhead for just one space, one theater.
Yeah.
It's easier this way.
Yes. And
Oh,
it's convenient in this moment.
yeah. And the other thing is we will be looking for investors and partners for the retreat. So, like I said, this will be a partnership where everybody can benefit.
All right.
So it's not just like a thing for the Riant. I feel that if we all work together, we can all benefit together.
Sounds really good. So everybody who wants to have more information about this goes on the site. Say that again, please.
Yes, the Riant Theater, that's www.theariant and then theater, theatre.com. And you can also, you can Google us, Google
Absolutely.
Riant Theater, and you'll see all the information about us.
Okay, thank you so much for this fantastic conversation, uplifting with all these
Yes.
projects. Thank you for being with us again.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank
I love you for doing this, and I love you for taking the time. You're such a marvelous supporter of theater, and also of people of color. So I just thank you from the bottom of my heart.
thank you. Thank you for what you're saying. And thank you to our viewers, and see you next Saturday, 12:30 at My Harlem Portraits. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.